Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to all of you in Shri Jayendra Rank Zone. I am your friend and mentor for the subject Business and Commercial Knowledge. In this lecture, we'll continue with Chapter 1, that is Business and Commercial Knowledge in Introduction. All the concepts will be covered in the coming series of lectures. Let us continue. This is lecture number 6. In the previous lecture, we were learning about company form of business. Today, we'll begin with types of companies. Types of companies. A company, a company can be either a private, a company can be either a private or a public company or a public company. These two types of companies These two types of companies are discussed in detail as follows. Private company. A private company means a company which which a restricts the right of members restricts the right of members to transfer its shares to transfer its shares has a minimum of 2 and maximum of and a maximum of 200 members, excluding the present and past employees. C does not invite public to subscribe to its securities and and it is necessary and it is necessary it is necessary for a private company to use the word to use the word Private Limited, Private Limited after its name. If a private company contravenes any of the aforesaid provision, any of the aforesaid provision, it ceases, it ceases to be a private company. It ceases to be a private company and loses all the exemptions, loses all the exemptions and privileges and privileges to which it is entitled. Let's understand about the privileges of a private company. Privileges of a private company. A private company can be formed by only two members, whereas seven people are needed to form a public company. To form a public company, to form a public company, there is no need to issue a prospectus as as public is not invited, as public is not invited to subscribe to the shares, to the shares of a private company, shares of a private company. Allotment of shares can be done. Allotment of shares can be done without receiving the minimum subscription, without receiving the minimum subscription. A private limited company, a private limited company can start business, can start business as soon as it receives the certificate of incorporation, the certificate of incorporation. A private company, a private company needs to have only two directors, only two director as against the minimum of as against the minimum of three directors, three directors in the case of a public company, in the case of public company. However, however, the maximum number of directors for both the companies for both the companies is 15 is 15. Next point, a private company is not required to keep an index of members while while the same is necessary the same is necessary in the case of a public company, in the case of a public company, in the case of a public company. Let's learn about the public company. Give heading public company. Give heading public company. A public company A public company means a company which is which is not a private company, which is not a private company. As per the Companies Act, as per the Companies Act, a public company is one a public company is one which has a minimum of 7 members, which has a minimum of 7 members and no limit and no limit on maximum members, no limit on maximum members, has no restriction has no restriction on has no restriction on transfer securities transfer securities and is not prohibited, is not prohibited from from inviting the public, inviting the public to to subscribe to its securities, subscribe to its securities. However, we can say that, however, a private company, a private company which is a subsidiary, which is a subsidiary of a public company, which is a subsidiary of a public company, is also treated as is also treated as a public company, treated as a public company. I believe you must have understood till here. Next topic. Choice of form of business organization. Till now, we have seen all the form of business organization, whether it is sole proprietorship, sole trader, Hindu undivided family, joint Hindu family business, company form of business, or partnership concern. We have seen all the types of business organizations. What are those factors or things that should be taken into consideration before choosing the form of business organization? Let us begin. The first is cost. Cost and ease in setting up the organization. Cost and ease in setting up the organization. As far as the initial business setting up cost are concerned, sole proprietorship, sole proprietorship is the most inexpensive, most inexpensive, most inexpensive way of starting a of starting a business. However, however, the legal requirements legal requirements are minimum and the scale of operations is small. scale of operations is small. In case of partnership also, the advantages of less legal formalities and lower cost lower cost is there because the because the limited scale of operations company formation involves a lengthy and and expensive procedure. From the point of view of initial investment, therefore, sole proprietorship is the preferred form is the preferred form as it involves least expenditure. I believe you understood till here. Company form of business. Company form of business, on the other hand, is more complex and involves greater cost. Involves greater cost. Liability. Liability. In case of sole proprietorship, and partnership firm, the liability of the owners slash partners is unlimited. Is unlimited. This may call for paying the debt, paying the debt from from personal assets, personal assets of the owners. In joint Hindu family business, in joint Hindu family business, only the karta, only the karta has unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. In company form of business, in company form of business, liability is limited. Liability is limited and and creditors can force and creditors can force payment of their claims of their claims only to the extent only to the extent of the company's assets of the company's assets. Hence, hence, from the point of view of investors, from the point of view of investors, the company form, the company form of organization is more suitable as the risk involved is limited. I believe you understood. Let us continue with the next point, that is continuity. That is continuity. The continuity of sole proprietor of sole proprietorship and partnership firm and partnership firms is affected by such events as death, insolvency, or insanity or insanity of the owners. However, however, such factors do not affect the continuity. do not affect the continuity of business. In the case of organizations, in the case of organizations like joint joint Hindu family business, joint Hindu family business. In case, in case the business, in case the business needs a permanent structure, company, company form is more suitable. Company form is more suitable for for short term ventures, proprietorship, proprietorship or partnership or partnership may be preferred, may be preferred. Fourth, management ability. Management ability. A sole proprietor may find it difficult to have expertise expertise in all functional areas in all functional areas of management. In other forms of organizations like partnership, and company, there is no such problem. There is no such problem. Division of work, division of work among the members in such organizations allows the allows the managers to to specialize in in specific areas, leading to better decision making. Better decision making. but this may lead to this may lead to situations of conflict, because of differences of opinion among people, difference of opinion among people. Further, if the organization's operations are complex in nature and require professional management, company form of organization is a better alternative, better alternative. Proprietorship and partnership may be may be suitable where simplicity where simplicity of operations where simplicity of operations allow even people even people with limited skills to run the business to run the business. Thus thus the nature of thus the nature of operations and the need for and the need for professionalized management affect the choice affect the choice of the form of organization. Fifth, capital considerations. Companies companies are in a better position are in a better position to collect large amount of capital by issuing shares to a to a large number of investors. Partnerships firms also have the advantage of combined resources of of all partners, but but the resources of sole proprietor are limited. Thus, thus, if the scale of operations if the scale of operations is large, if the scale of operations is large, company form may be suitable, company form may be suitable, whereas whereas for medium and small sized business, one can opt for partnership or sole proprietorship. Further, further, from the point of view from the of expansion, a company is more suitable because because of its capability to raise more funds. And invest in expansion plans. Next is degree of control. Degree of control. If direct control over operations are absolute, decision making power is required. Proprietorship may be preferred may be preferred, but but if the owners do not mind sharing control and decision making, partnership or company form of organization can be adopted. Can be adopted. The added advantage, the added advantage in case of company form of organization is that there is there is complete separation of ownership and management, and it is professionals who are appointed to independently manage the affairs of a company affairs of a company. Next, nature of business. Nature of business. If direct personal contact is needed with the customer, needed with the customer, such as in the case of a grocery store, proprietorship may be more suitable. For large manufacturing units, however, when direct personal contact with the customer is not required is not required, the company form of organization may be adopted. Similarly, in cases where services of a professional nature is required, partnership form is much more suitable, much more suitable. I believe it is clear. I believe it is clear. Let us begin with the multiple choice questions. First question. Consider the following table showing columns for the nature of economic operation and the corresponding characterization of income, and then choose the right solution option from the alternative given below the table. Economic occupations and income characterization. First is employment, then profession, then business, then land, property rental, and at last lending. Income characterizations in given over here: profit, wages and salaries, interest, rent, and fees. Choose the right solution option. There are four options given over here. We'll try to do it. Employment, wages and salaries. B. Profession, fees. E. Business, profit. A. Land and property rental. D. Rent. Lending. C. Interest. Try to find the correct answer, correct option. First B. Second E. C is the answer. Second E. C is the answer. I believe you understood this. Let us move ahead. Which of the following statements distinguishes between business from entrepreneurship? A. Entrepreneurs are the business owners too. B. All business owners are entrepreneurs too. C. Entrepreneurs seek out new opportunities and pursue innovative business ideas. Or D. A and B. Which of the following statements distinguishes business entrepreneurship? C. Entrepreneurs seek new opportunities and pursue innovative business ideas. C. Question 3. Next question. Which of the following statements does not comprise business activity? A. Sale of old furniture by a household for a profit. B. A carpenter made furniture for its domestic use. C. Steel furniture industry. Or D. Domestic appliance industry. Which of the following statements does not comprise business activity? A carpenter made furniture for domestic use. For domestic use, it's not economic activity, so it's not a business activity. 3B. 3B. Next question, question 4. Which of the following is not an economic objective of the firm? A. Sales growth. B. Improvement in market share. C. Profits and return on investment. Or D. Conservation of natural resources. Which of the following is not an economic objective of the firm? Growth and sales. Sales growth, yes, it is the objective of the firm. Improvement in market share is the objective of the firm. Profit is the most important objective of the firm. Return on investment. So answer is D. Conservation of natural resources is not an economic objective of the firm. It's a ethical objective of the firm. It's a ethical objective of the firm to protect the environment, or CSR, corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility. Next question, question 5. Trading implies buying for the purpose of selling. Applying this criterion, tell which of the following activities would not qualify as trading. Would not qualify as trading. A. Purchase of goods in bulk quantity from the manufacturer and sale in smaller quantities to the retailers. B. Buying from the wholesaler and selling it to the consumers. C. Buying from the retailers for self-consumption. D. Purchase of raw materials from the suppliers for the purpose of processing in the factory. It's C. Buying from the retailers for self-consumption. It's not trading. Buying from the retailer for self-consumption. Generally, this activity is performed by the consumer for personal consumption. It's not a part of trading. I believe you understood. I believe you understood. Next question 6. Which of the following occupation requires rendering of services based upon specialized knowledge and membership to an accreditation and assessment body? A. Employment. B. Profession. C. Business. Or D. Agriculture. It is profession. So generally, in case of profession, a certificate of practice COP is required. Accreditation with the assessment body, say for example the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India or the Institute of Company Secretary of India, and a membership is required. I believe you understood this. Let us move ahead with question number 7. The occupation in which people work for others and get remunerated is known as A. Business, B. Employment, C. Profession, D. None of the above. Read it again. The occupation in which people work for others and get remuneration. B. Employment. It is B. Employment. So generally, employment involves a fixed remuneration, fixed monthly remuneration, no investment, and ignorable risk, negligible risk. Risk of losing a job is always there. Question 8. Which of the following statements describes the best joint Hindu or Hindu undivided family HUF business? Which of the following statement describes the best HUF business? A. It is a form of business particular to and recognized as such in India. B. Every family business is in fact a HUF business. C. In HUF business, there is a family involvement in business. Or D. A or C. In HUF business, there is a family involvement. Yes. A. It is a form of business particular to and recognized as such in India. Yes. So answer is D. Either A or C. The answer is D. Next question. Next question. Question 9. Sustainable development business imply sustainable business development. Sustainable development business imply A. Consistent economic performance. B. Attention to social problems. C. Harmony with nature. Or D. All of the above. Sustainable development business imply all of the above. Attention of social problem also, harmony also, and economic performance is also required in a sustainable business development. Next question, question 10. Which of the following statements characterizes the best non-economic activities? A. Non-economic activities do not require any investment of resources. B. These activities do not entail any operational cost. C. These activities are undertaken by ascetics. Or D. The underlying purpose of these activities is not earning of a livelihood but social, psychological, or spiritual satisfaction. It's D. The underlying purpose of these activities is not earning a livelihood but social, psychological, or spiritual satisfaction. If you see point number 1, non-economic activities do not require any investment. It's wrong. Non-economic activities also require investment of resources and it also have operational cost. Next question, question 11. Question number 11. The Indian Companies Act provides for the registration of A. Private Limited, B. Public Limited, C. One Person Company OPC, or D. All of the above. It's obviously D. All of the above, because as per the Indian Companies Act 2013, private company, public company, one person company, all can get registered. Next, the type of question is changing over here from 12 to 14. Find the odd one out from the following. Find the odd one out from the following. Question 12. A partnership may be formed to carry on A. Any trade, B. Occupation, C. Profession, or D. Social enterprise. A partnership may be formed to carry on D. Social enterprise. So partnership, generally people don't be in partnership or make a partnership business because they want to serve the society and they want to start a social enterprise. It's not like that. Either it's a part of profession or it's occupation or any trade. Next question, question 13. There can be partnership between A. Natural persons, B. Artificial persons, C. Partnership firms, D. Any combination of natural and artificial persons. There can be partnership between So over here just see, there can be partnership between natural persons, yes. Artificial persons, yes. Any combination of natural and artificial persons, yes. But this is the odd one out. So answer is C. Odd one out is C. 13C. Next question, question 14. Hindu undivided family HUF can comprise members of a Hindu and Sikh family, B. Jain family, C. Buddhist family, D. Muslim family. Odd one out is Muslim family because HUF can comprise members of Hindu, Sikh, Jain and Buddhist family. D. Muslim family is odd one out. I believe you must have understood. Let us begin with the true or false. The type of question is changing over here. State whether the following statements are true or false. Question 15. A shareholder cannot be personally held liable for the acts of a company even if he holds virtually the entire share capital. True. A shareholder cannot be personally liable to the acts of the company even if holds virtually the entire share capital because the management of the company is with the management of the company is with board of directors. Board of directors. Shareholders are just the owner of the company. Owner of the company. In a company form of business, the ownership and management is different. The ownership and management is differently handled. Next question, question 16. 15 is true. 16. The feature of limited liability for business owings is a principal advantage of the corporate form of organization. The feature of limited liability for business owings is a principal advantage of corporate form of organization, that is company form of organization. Yes, it is correct, true. A company have limited liability. This is the feature of a company. Company has limited liability to the extent capital invested. True. Question 17. The maximum number of members of a private company is limited to 50. No, it's 200. False. The maximum number of members of a private company is limited to 50. This is false because it's 200. Question 18. Next question 18. Next question 18. A public company is exempted from constituting certain mandatory committees of the board of directors. A public company is exempted from constituting certain mandatory committees, audit committee, CSR committee of the board of directors. False. Public company is not exempted from the constituting certain mandatory committee, but private company is exempted. Private company is exempted, constituting a certain mandatory committees. I believe you understood. I believe you understood this. Let us move ahead. Let us move ahead. Question 19. Question 19. A HUF is a body corporate. A HUF is a body corporate. False. Hindu undivided family is not a body corporate, it's a type of business. It's not a body corporate, it's a type of business. A body corporate is a type of person. As per the definition of a person, a body corporate is a type of person, but HUF is not. Okay. Let's shift to the next question, question number 20. This is an in-basket enterprise Put the serial number of the activities given below into the basket labeled as economic and non-economic activities. So we need to bifurcate this in economic and non-economic activities. Quickly see the question. First, we'll read all the points and then we'll do economic and non-economic activity bifurcation. A. Cooking of food by the homemaker. Cooking of food by the homemaker. If you want, you can simultaneously mark it whether it is an economic or non-economic activities. We'll be solving it. B. Dabbawala picks up the food from home and delivers it to the office. C. Playing of piano as a hobby. D. Pianist in a band, in a professional band. E. Music composer. F. Elder sibling assisting the younger one in studies. G. Giving private tuitions. H. Shopping. I. Cycle repair shop. J. Ice cream vendor. K. Exercising in the park. L. Fitness training. 9. Volunteering in an old age home. N. Employment in a charitable organization, but it is an employment. O. Laundry shop. Laundry shop. Let us try to solve it. Cooking of a food by the homemaker. Non-economic activities. Non-economic activities. Next, Dabbawala picks up the food from home and delivers to the office. Economic activity because he charges for it. Economic activity because he charges for it. C. Playing on piano as a hobby. Non-economic activities. Non-economic activities. D. Pianist in a band. Economic activities. Economic activities. E. Music composer. Economic activities. F. Elder sibling assisting the younger one in studies. Non-economic activities. Giving private tuitions. Economic activities. H. Shopping. Economic activity. I. Cycle repair shop. Economic activities. Ice cream vendor. Economic activities. Exercising in the park. Non-economic activities. Fitness training. Taking fitness training. Economic activities. You need to pay for it. economic activities. Volunteering in an old age home, non-economic activities. Employment in a charitable organization, economic activities, because you'll get payment for that. You'll get salaries for that. Economic activities. Laundry shop, economic activity. Okay, students. So we are done with the MCQs and true and false, match the following, and the bifurcation of economic and non-economic activities. We are done with the questions. Let us quickly see what we have done in this chapter. In today's class, what we have done, and then we'll wind up the class. In today's class, we began with the type of companies. We learnt about the private companies and privileges of private company. Then we shifted to public company. We have learnt about choice of forms of business organization. We have done a detailed discussion in regard to this. Cost and ease of setting up the organization. Liability, we need to consider liability before choosing the best form of business organization. We should take continuity into account. Management ability. So sole tradership is not having management ability, but company form of business do have good management ability. The next is capital consideration. Sole proprietorship and partnership has less capital considerations, but company form of business have more capital considerations because they can fetch the capital by issuing of shares. The degree of control, nature of business. Nature of business. After completing this, we shifted to the multiple choice questions. So we have completed the multiple choice questions. We are stopping here. We have completed this chapter today, chapter 1. We are stopping here. Thank you. Thank you.